give you the map so that you're successful and you do the right thing and you do what you're supposed to do and all these other things. All these people want bagels as lines wrapped around our buildings all day for bagels. If you go to Texas, go to California, go to Florida, every corner of every highway, they're building houses and condos on top of condos. You don't see that here. No. I've been doing onion bagels with, you don't like onion bagels? No, you don't know what you're missing. Onion bagels.
Think about it and just stick with it. Never give up. You can't give up.
I can get lost in looking at Excel spreadsheets.
Even if you're laying pipe, change of clothes is definitely one of the things.
I know people find that weird.
But there's always a massive fucking dildo in every fucked up house. Always.
This dude would be a great fucking worker, dude.
Are you doing this for money or are you doing this for your schedule?
There you go. Boom.
That's not a bad idea, man. That's not a bad idea.
Also know that this is what I want to do forever.
I might as well just jump off the roof of the
I've seen this man on newspapers. I've seen this man on TV, and I never thought I would see this man like in front of me. Like,
Wow.
I've never thought in a million years. I'm like, yeah, I'll be.
Well, hopefully all the stuff that they say about me isn't true.
Well, what do they say though? I hear nothing but good things about you.
Well,
Cliff.
you must have a small group of people that you talk to.
I stay
Just
away
kidding.
from news and politics and all that. So I try not to indulge in that too much. You know
that's
what I mean?
awesome. I'm happy to be here with you, and I'm looking forward to whatever you have to ask me.
Oh man, we're gonna ask you a bunch of questions, but first, ladies and gentlemen, if you could see this view right now, this is a beautiful view. Is this office new?
It is, yeah. We actually just moved here a little over a year ago. We combined our office location. We had two offices. We combined in this part of the state into one area, and it's right outside of the Watuppa Pond. And the name of my real estate company is Keller Williams South Watuppa. So it worked out great. We have a great spot here. Our agents love it. We have beautiful water views. So it's really cool. We love being here.
So born and raised in Fall River, right?
Born and raised in Fall River. I don't think I've ever lived outside of Fall River my entire life, actually. I grew up in the South End. Spent a lot of time at Maplewood Park. I was umpiring and playing baseball. And I was just telling somebody recently, like, I hated being a kid when I was a kid because I was ready to work.
Oh,
right?
really?
Like, I wanted to get out there and grind and make money. I didn't feel like being a kid anymore, right? Like, I went to Cathedral Camp. I don't know if you know where that is, but it was a camp down in, like, in a part of the state, like in Freetown or wherever it was. And I would take a bus ride there when I was a kid. And I remember I was like 13 years old. And I was like, I just don't want to be a camper anymore. I want to be in charge of a group. And I went to the person, the head counselor, and said, I just don't want to be a kid anymore. I want to go and be in charge of a group. They said, you're too young. You need to be 15. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not coming back to camp if I can't have my own group. So they gave me a job in the kitchen, like making French fries at lunchtime. And that was totally fine because I was doing something else that wasn't kid related. So I guess I've been an adult since I was 13.
Was that something that like you kind of just got from within, or was that distilled upon somebody else, like, you know, one of your parents? Or
I don't know. My parents tell me all the time. We recently did a video with them, and we were talking about a number of things. And one of the first things we talked about was, like, I guess when I was in like 5th grade, I always wanted to be a school teacher because the teacher was in charge. So I'd come home with like a notebook and like a briefcase, and I did all these other crazy things. So I set my desk up at home like my principal's desk was. I guess my dad told me. I don't remember that, but that's what he said.
Have you ever thought about like being like really going into school teaching though before you
I was going to college to be a school teacher until I got into real estate. And then I started making good money, and I was like, do I really want to be a school teacher? But I wanted to be a teacher because there was a number of teachers when I was a kid that gave back to me, that were integral in my life from my perspective, and they made such an impact. And I saw how educators were able to give their students an impact on their lives so they can be better students, better people to society, be able to get out in the world and make a difference in people's lives. And so as a kid, I remember the impacts teachers had on me, and I wanted to have that same impact when I was, I guess, younger, to be able to provide that same impact to somebody else. And that was really one of the cooler parts about going to school to be a school teacher. And then I decided that maybe I don't want to do that anymore, when I started seeing how profitable real estate could be and how successful and how you can impact many other people's lives doing it. So I became a partner in a Century 21 firm when I was 22 years old. And we were doing great then. We had a small little office. And then when my partner and I decided to move it to Keller Williams, it's opened up even more doors for us, and even for me. The impact that I've been able to have on some lives of some people and some real estate agents all across my office and in some parts of the country has been phenomenal. I own a real estate school that we get people pre-licensed to get their real estate license or their broker's license. That has been rewarding. So I guess I find a good part of the rewarding aspect of being in real estate to be just as rewarding as it would have been if I was going to be a school teacher. But there's still part of me that really wishes that, like, I wish I had, like, I can do real estate till 6 o'clock at night and then go teach from like 8 to 2 in the morning. But that's just so
8 to 2 in the
ridiculous.
morning. I don't know who's going to school at that time.
Sleep from 2 a.m. to 6 and then back at it again. But no, I've always wanted to teach, and I guess I get my fix out of being a instructor of real estate school. So it's cool.
That kind of like fills the void of, like, being
It does, yeah. And granted, I don't have any voids I really need to fill in my life, right? I'm in a good spot. I'm in a good place. I have a good position in life, and I'm able to impact the lives of real estate professionals and buyers and sellers that we help represent them, and it's really awesome.
Absolutely. And I mean, you want to be a school teacher, so you kind of found a route to kind of give back, and sort of you have your own real estate school here too. You know what I mean? And I think one of the big things with school in general is like the curriculum is so tight. So in real estate, it's like you're teaching someone entrepreneurship to some degree when you're doing that, you know?
You do. And like I always tell people, like, there's one part about real estate that I can't change is I can't show people how to be successful. I can show people how to be successful. I can't train it right here. If you don't have it in the gut and in the heart to be successful at real estate, I can't help you.
This episode is brought to you by Feel Pulse. That's pulse like a finger on the pulse. Feel Pulse is the all-in-one platform built for service pros who are looking to grow their business and make their lives easier. From scheduling, customer management, to building estimates and sending invoices, Feel Pulse puts on all the operations you need into one single platform. It's built specifically for guys like us to better manage teams, customers, and businesses. Head to feelpulse.com. That's field, Pulse.com to get started today.
I can show you how to get a buyer, how to get a seller, how to work out a challenging transaction. So can my office. But I can't, if you don't have the gut to go out there and make money and grind and show up here early and leave late and sacrifice relationships and friendships and, time at the beach and time at the park in the summertime, I can't help you, right? If you want the job in real estate where you shut the door at 5 o'clock and shut your phone off until the next morning at 9 o'clock, real estate isn't for you. If you want to be a person who wants to go out on a week vacation and put your away message up like it's corporate America and everything will be waiting for you when you get back, real estate isn't for you, right? So there's a part of this business that's extremely there's an extreme advantage for a lifestyle, but it doesn't just come natural. You have to go out there and grind. And I'm the kind of person who doesn't, if I come into the office, if I'm not in the office or I work from home or I'm traveling, I feel like I'm missing out on important things here in the office, but really it's not any different. I can do this in Florida, California, or at my house. It's still the same thing. But it's that system and that rhythm that you get through every single day. And that's, I think, what's made this office and I guess my group pretty successful.
And that's what separates kind of like the okay from the great is like that grind, that work ethic to be your best and show up every day and not just kind of mail it in. It's not a job you can mail it in.
You can't, like I said, it's not corporate America. Like you want to come in with your little tag on and buzz through the door at 9 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, you shut your laptop. You maybe leave it in the office and I'll see you on Monday. That doesn't happen. It's just you can't do it.
It's like a 24/7 job.
It always is. It always will be. And it's impacted my life on more than one occasion. Like I can tell you, like from a relationship perspective, it's been a challenge in my life to recognize that I work all day and I'm going to come home and I'm going to work too, and then I'm going to go on vacation and I'm going to work again, and I might be even going on vacation to go visit clients. I might, maybe I'll take 2 days off, but the other 3, I'm going to go visit my clients that are out of state and talk real estate. So there really isn't any time off. There really isn't any days off. You're always working and you're always grinding. And if you can do that and you have the support and the love from your family and your friends and your significant other or whoever it is that's in your life, then you can be very, very successful in this business.
So when did you like officially like first start in real estate? Was it like in your 20s, right? Early 20s?
I was 18.
18. Okay.
I got my real estate license in 2006, right out of high school. I was going to college. I was working at a small office.
Yep.
Good mentor there, but I needed more. I needed somebody to believe in me. And I got real lucky to have somebody, Louis Andrade, who was a person who took me under his wing and said, "You're not gonna ask me any questions or question why I'm telling you to do something. You're just gonna go do it." And I remember sitting in his office, skinny, maybe like 165 pounds, and baby face, no facial hair, none of this gray shit that's in my beard, none of that. And and I had hair too. That's the other thing. That's crazy. But all kidding aside, he sat me down on day one at Century 21 and said, if I were to tell you, you leave this building right now and drive to California, what would you need? Of course, I'm 18, 19, and I'm looking like, what? What do you mean? And he says, I need you to, you need a map, don't you? I'm like, yeah, duh, you need a map. And so he says, I'm going to give you the map. I'm going to give you the map so that you're successful and you do the right thing and you do what you're supposed to do and all these other things. And I did it. I followed through. I did what he told me to do. I didn't ask questions or say, no, I'm not doing that. I did it. He said, go knock on a door. I knocked on the door. I remember going to my first listing appointment on a house in Somerset. I'll never forget this, with him. And he said to me, I was driving. He had a white Avalon, I believe. And he said to me, I said to him, well, what are you going to say? He goes, I don't know. Let's just go in the house and wing it. I'm like, well, that's not a way to, it's not how you like, you're not supposed to present yourself that way. Like you need to have a book and a pamphlet and like, here's my marketing. He says, let's go figure it out. Right. So we walk in the house.
I like this guy already. I
got a listing. I will never forget it. It was an older woman. It was a house in Somerset. The house was it was a Cape house. It was an expired listing from another broker, and I had an agreement in 2 weeks. I was like, wow. And I got a commission check, and it was like $3,000. And I was like, shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially
I said,
in 06.
just think about that. Like, my car payment's $185 a month. My cell phone bill was $75. I think I was still living at my parents' house. And I was like, oh, this is great. I got $3,000. And I remember telling him one time, I was like, I just need 10 grand. Just need $10,000, $15,000 in the bank, saved. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I don't need any more than that. And he said to me, once you get 10, you're going to want 20.
Yeah.
Once you get 20, you want 50. You want 50, you want 100. You want 200. You want 300. You want to keep adding. I'm like, no, man, you don't know me. I'm easy, But he was right.
Yeah.
And I got real lucky to have a good mentor in my life. And generally speaking, I've been pretty blessed.
There's always like ups and downs when you like first get into real estate. I've had friends that have been in real estate for years, and they always tell me like the first year is a lot of ups, a lot of downs. It's pretty much like a learning curve. What was your first year like? Like obviously you had like the first Somerset house, but that first year of like doing real estate like with the mentor, but also like that first year of doing it on your own.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was trash.
Yeah,
it was absolute trash. And my first year, I remember I was doing apartments. Like I just needed $400 or $500 a week. I just needed money, right? I was working at I was working at a small office, and I went to Century 21, and I would do apartment rentals, one or two a week. I would go look at Craigslist or the local paper, and I'd call landlords and say, I can help you rent your apartment. And then I built a relationship with them. That's what I was told to do. Build a relationship with them, rent their apartment out, and then if they're ready to sell their house, they'll call you. And I was knocking on doors. Nobody was calling me back. Now, this was 07 and 08. When there was a lot of houses on the market. This is right after a crash.
The crash, right? In 08.
3 years before that, people were buying three families for $400,000, $500,000. Now I couldn't sell them for $185,000. Wow. Okay, that's what the market was like. Yeah. So today, it blows my mind when people say I can't do it anymore. I said, well, let me tell you, I got it in 07, 08. It was the hardest real estate market you can ever consider getting into. I got into it. And I was successful at it then, but it took me a good year. So now when I I'm the broker and operating principal of an office, and I look around and I'm like, wow, you've been doing this for a year. You've already got 4 closings. I didn't get 4 closings my first year because it was so hard.
Yeah.
Right. But keep in mind, technology's different now than it was in 07, 08. Like I was calling people on their landline, right? I got a voicemail. I was a telemarketer. I was bothering them at dinner. I was knocking on their doors. Now I can find somebody's cell phone like this. You can't find people's cell phones back in
Not
07,
back in the day.
08.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, cell phone. How do you do that, right? And then I was given a phone book and thrown on my desk. There you go. Get calling. I'm like, random people on the phone book. Yeah, start with A. Let me know when you're done at Z. And I would do it. I remember just calling Aguiar and Amaral and all these other people.
Yeah.
And I never got anything because I said, there's no way I'm going to do this. So I said, you know what? I'm going to stay in school, be a school teacher. And then, it happened, and I didn't need to be a school teacher no more.
Yeah. That was man. I thought about real estate, but then I'm like, oh man, like I don't think I have the discipline to be like a real estate agent because like especially what you just said, the first year sucked. I'm like, damn, I might as well just stick to podcasting now.
Well, it's hard. And
No,
don't let
it definitely
anybody
is.
Say it's easy.
Yeah.
But it's a business and an industry that you can make a lot of money in if
Yeah.
you do what you're supposed to do, and you do it the right way, and you do it the ethical way, and you work hard, and you advocate for your clients, and you have this thing called integrity and work ethic.
Yep.
If you have both of those things, you can be extremely successful in this business for as long as you want to be. But doing it the right way is the hardest part. People get greedy. It's one of the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
You want to be greedy, you're going to fall on your face.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that I have seen it happen in the last 18 years more than you would realize. I have seen people at their highest level, right? Either it's in real estate or in politics or whatever, at their highest level, the world loves them. But everybody loves them when you're on top. When you're falling down the ladder, they don't love you all that much. They'll stick it in you as quick as they can and look out for themselves. But I have seen people get into this business and be very successful. I've seen people fail miserably. And the people that fail miserably are people who don't know how to live within their means. They're people who don't recognize that there's budgeting involved, and there's realization that you might have 5 closings in June, but you might not have another one until September.
Yeah.
So that month of June, you're not going to go and buy all these Louis Vuitton bags or these brand new cars because it's going to catch up to you eventually, right? So, but again, it's all about self-awareness and recognizing good months and bad months. That's what it comes down to.
And it seems like a good mentor can kind of help you along with that. I think when you're new and you're getting money, you're like, oh, I can do whatever I want with this. But if you have your mentor to kind of say like, hey, listen, this month was good, but it's going to slow down. And then maybe September you get some stuff again.
I knew what it was like. Yeah, I knew it was like I had my rent payment of $750 a month. And if I didn't have my closing, I'm screwed. I'm like, what? $750 a month for my 2nd floor apartment in Fall River on Summerfield Street? At the 3rd floor, I had to make sure slanted ceilings.
Oh, yeah.
I was like in an attic, right? I was like, why? $750, and it was all on me. I had to pay it. So I knew what it was like to not have a closing for a month, right? But that just made me better, made me stronger, made me know that nobody was going to give me anything.
Yep. The market now, though, compared to 08, is there like, because I hear a lot of people always say it too. It's like, oh, it's really hard to buy a house nowadays. It's really hard to do this, really hard to do that. Where do you see the market going from, like, for 2026? You know what I mean?
Well, I think that is a difficult question to answer depending on where you are, right? So if you are in Massachusetts, I don't see a crazy change in the real estate market, right? I think the market might adjust a little bit. There might be a little bit more inventory. But I don't expect an 07 or 08 crash. The Dodd-Frank Act would prohibit that from happening again. Government will get involved and help people save their homes. That will happen. Unfortunately, foreclosures are part of a business. It's part of people's enterprises. It's what it is. And when people can't afford to live in their house and they start refinancing and starting to see an impact on them financially, they have to go sell their house and there's more inventory, that might be an opportunity. But I would you take the state of Florida, for example, Southwest Florida. You can go down to Southwest Florida right now, Naples, Fort Myers, Sarasota, and you can go pick whatever house you want to buy, and you'll look at 35, 40 houses. Now, how did that happen? Well, there was a hurricane that went through that state a year or two ago, and it impacted many, many people, right? It also impacted the real estate market down there. We're not seeing those same issues here in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. We're seeing that in other places, but we're not seeing it here. Right? So I think it's a real territorial answer to answer that. If you're asking me what is it like in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, I think we'll see a little bit of an uptick in inventory. If rates drop, I think it's going to be pandemonium. I think there's going to be so many people out there trying to buy houses again. People are going to sell their house to get an upgrade because right now, if you bought a house 5 years ago and you have a 3.5% interest rate, why the heck would you then sell your house to go in for an upgrade for a 7% interest rate, right? Now, I don't think we're ever going to see the real estate market get back to 3% interest rates. Healthy interest rates are 4 or 5%. But if rates are at 4 or 5% versus the 7 that they're at today or 6, you are going to see this market go absolutely crazy because there's going to be more inventory and move up buyers. Right now, there's not a lot of people moving up. Because why would you go from your 3% interest rate for your raised ranch that's 1,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, to go buy a colonial that's 1,000 square feet bigger at a 7% interest rate?
I feel like you would be losing at that point. Right?
I mean, it all depends. People have different circumstances in their life, right? It's just what it is. But I think that the whole market is unpredictable. Something crazy in the economy could happen that could change everything. If the United States goes to war with China, I mean, I don't know, that could impact how we have a real estate market here, right? But I think our market is generally strong. I think it's a seller's market right now, and I don't see that changing right now. I see an inventory shortage. I don't see the state building houses at a very high level, or building apartments at a very high level. We do a good job here in Fall River, but generally speaking, if you go to Texas, go to California, go to Florida, every corner of every highway, they're building houses and condos on top of condos. You don't see that here.
No.
And that's why you can go to San Antonio, Texas right now and buy a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3,000 square foot house for $200,000.
Yeah, because it's just copy and paste, like all the house.
Yeah.
A lot more inventory.
Absolutely.
I have a brain fart. Jesus. I'm sorry. I was looking at like all your stuff before we even got started, and I was looking at like all the memorabilia and all that.
Yeah.
This is actually one of the coolest offices I've been in so far.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
I'm a big sports head.
Yeah.
So I saw all the Boston Red Sox
I'm a
stuff.
big Red Sox fan.
Yeah, I saw Houston Astros too, though. What's up
Well,
with
it's
that?
my second favorite team.
You can't like the Astros and the Red Sox. Come on.
It's my second favorite team. So the Red Sox have sucked the last 3 years.
They're doing good.
So, but we're playing good baseball right now. But I was rooting for the Astros.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's my second favorite team. So,
No kidding.
yeah.
How'd you get into the Astros? Was it like a parent or family or?
No reason. I just liked them. They
just
were
liked them,
they were
yeah.
a good team. They were always consistent.
You guys had Randy Johnson back in the day, right?
Red Sox.
No, the Astros.
Oh, I was before me paying attention to
okay,
them.
okay.
I just I don't know. I was all Red Sox then. I just started liking the Astros the last couple of years.
Oh, okay. When they started winning.
We were real lucky here. We had Tom Brady for 15 years.
Yeah, and
17
then
years.
now look at us. We're just.
No.
I don't want to.
It'll happen to the Chiefs. Don't worry. When
You think
Mahomes
so?
is done,
Yeah.
they're going to run through the same thing.
No,
They'll,
it's still gonna
they'll
happen.
suck for 10 years.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
It does. It does.
It happens all the time.
I don't know. Drake May might bring us to the promised land. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm hoping.
Nothing's better than a Tom Brady statue down in Foxborough, though. Have you seen that thing?
I have.
He looks fat. He's not fat. He
It's-
looks,
I-
he looks
I-
like Joe Namath. He
Yeah.
look nothing like that.
I was like, why choose that pose? Like
Yeah.
the one I didn't like. It's great for the stadium, but I'm like, you could have picked something better. You know what I mean?
Probably. I don't know.
You know, the sculptor could have picked something better. Guy.
Yeah.
Man. So born and raised in Fall River. I'm born and raised. Alex is also born and raised. So you've been on my TV. You've been on my newspaper. You've been everywhere. No, good stuff. Good stuff. Don't worry. I have nothing but praise for you, Cliff. And what you're doing for the community. You're in politics. You're in the city council, right? Fall River City Council. So I don't really mess with politics that much. So kind of explain to me what like the city council role usually is. Are you like one of, or like are you the head of city council? Like how does that work?
So I was a city council president for 4 years. Yeah, 4 years.
Okay.
I'm not the city council president currently. I'm just a city councilor. And it's a job that is thankful and thankless, right? You're thankful because you have the job, but it's thankless because people don't appreciate the work that you put into it. No matter where you go, no matter how quick you turn, no matter how you help somebody, you never did enough. And even if you did, they forgot about it, right? It's one of the most humbling things that has ever happened in my life, right? Being elected to serve a city that I grew up in, and I can now represent and hold whoever the mayor is and whoever the department heads are accountable to making sure they're doing the right thing for the people. But I learned early in my life that in politics, I had a mentor. I was just telling the story recently. I had a mentor tell me when I first got elected, and I came in second place. 38 people ran out of nowhere, and I got elected. And it was the greatest thing in my life. I'm like, I can't believe it. Me, I'm popular, right? And then I remember this story specifically. There was a vote that the city council took, and I took the floor, and I had all the people in the audience clapping at me, praising me, high-fiving me. I felt on top of the world. And I talked to a mentor of mine after the meeting, and I said, hey, man, how great did I do? He goes, you know what that was? That was a joke. I'm like, what? One of my good friends. He said, that was a joke. He goes, yeah. All you did is play for the cameras. That was the worst decision you could ever do. It was irresponsible to do it, but you wanted to be popular. So he turned to me and he said to me, you know what you want to do in life? In life and in business and in politics. You don't want people to like you. You want people to respect you. And I looked at him and I said, you're right. I made that vote, whatever it was, to be popular because I was coming off just being elected, came second place. I wanted to stay popular. But when you get to a point where people respect you and not love you and like you, and oh my God, you will get more advanced in life. And I'll never forget that. I remember exactly where it was. I remember exactly who it was with. And I have taken that into my entire life, right? Because now there are some people who don't like me. I can't, maybe I upset you.
Who are they? Let me know.
Maybe, and it is what it is. Like, I'm sorry, but I take positions, whether it's in politics or in business, to do the right thing. And I have systems in place, and I've got people that want to follow them, and I got people get mad at me because I'm not answering the phone fast enough. Like, no matter where you go, you're going to have people that are not happy with you or don't like you, and that's fine. But as long as you respect me and know that I'm working hard and doing things the right way and advocating on the city council or in business to do the right thing, then I don't have to ever worry about a thing.
Because that's the thing, right? With politics and all that, it's really hard to, like, favor to both sides, you know, because I feel like there's always two sides to politics.
Yeah, of course.
And it's hard to favor to everybody in the crowd. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
it is, but I don't really care about that. Like,
No, you
honestly,
care about-
I don't really. I used to.
Yeah.
I don't really care. Like, I don't like if I was in a building and they had 500 people and 250 people like me and 250 people don't like me, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, and this isn't me, and this sounds arrogant and cocky, and I don't mean to be. I just really don't care. Like, because I know what I'm doing, and I could back it up, and I can sleep at night, right? I was the city council president when the former mayor got indicted and went to jail, and I became acting mayor for 3 months. And I went through all of that, all of that stuff, right? Press at my house, having press conferences in the middle of the day, showing up at my office. I had people with signs saying, arrest Cliff, in front of my office. He's just trying to, like, it was crazy. And I said to myself, why the hell would anybody want to do this? Why the hell would anybody want to go out and put their family and their friends and their livelihood on the line for servicing a community that may or may not appreciate it?
Yeah.
And I think about that sometimes, and I'm not saying the community doesn't appreciate it because they elect me, and I'm honored by that.
Yeah.
But everybody asks me everywhere I go, if it doesn't happen 5 times a week, it doesn't happen at all. I can tell you that people say, "You're going to run for mayor again? Are you gonna go out there and run and try to run for mayor?" And I said, "Not right now." Right? Today isn't the time that I want to do something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that in my life, right? I have other things that I need to do and that I want to do before I can get things to the very next level. And that ain't one of them right now, right? It's honorable that people say, oh, well, you should really run again and run for mayor and because you'd make a good one. I says, great, I would. But I also got 190 people here in this office that rely on me. I've got a diner that my dad runs that I want to make sure keeps going. I've got a bagel company that I have partners with that we have 6 stores now. I have Rogers Coney Island that we just bought this year, and we're trying to make that successful. The amount of people that rely on me to make a livelihood and for me to step out on them, it would be irresponsible and self-serving right now. Yeah. So what I really love to do is I love to be in a spot where I can give back. I can do that being a city councilor. I can hold whoever the mayor is accountable. If I don't like what they're doing, I'm going to say it. I don't care if you like me or not because it's the right thing to do, and that's where I come from an avocation standpoint.
I love that because at that point too, you can hold someone accountable without having to be that person to make all those decisions, like the mayor, you know. And then you don't have the press at your house, and it's like you have almost the benefits of being there and serving the community without the stress of it to some degree.
And it's awesome to do that. Like I had a call the other day. A guy needed a trash barrel fixed to his house, and you know, I get calls on potholes, and hey, I need a firefighter that needs help, or an EMT that's trying to get help, or a city employee that needs. I love to do that. I love to help people. So I get the best of both worlds right now. It's not anything I'd like to change right now.
Join the show, chances are you care about building a solid business. And that's exactly why we partnered with PhilPulse. It's not just software, it's peace of mind. Less back office chaos, more time doing what you do best. And I think PhilPulse is so great that I even worked out a deal for you guys to get 20% off PhilPulse when you book a demo and mention 2 Legit podcasts. Head to fieldpulse.com. That's FIELDPULSE. Fieldpulse.com to get started now.
How did you get into politics? Because you started off in real estate. How did that door even open itself
I've
up to you?
always had an eye out for it, right? I always looked at politics as an opportunity for me to go out and something I wanted to do. Like it was a stage for me. My grandmother was a city council secretary growing up when I was a kid, and I would watch her on television. So I was watching city council meetings at 7 years old, right? And she would always do this with her ear, right? When the camera went to her, and that was her saying hi to me on camera. I was like, oh, Meme said hi to me. Isn't that cool, right? So I started watching city council meetings. And then on Fridays, if I was good in school, my mom and my dad would bring me to City Hall. And I'd stay with my grandmother until it was time to leave at 5 o'clock. We'd go get pizza, and I'd spend the night at Meme and Pepe's house, right? Nice. And I had this admiration for doing it. And then when I was in high school, I paid attention to local politics. And me and my friend Andrew, we were president and vice president of student government. We would, get the school committee meetings packed with parents and kids, and we were taking positions, and we were doing the democratic process in our junior and senior years of high school. And I always had a knack for it. I always wanted to do it. And what got me into it was like, I'm like, why not? Why not run? And it was awesome. It was cool. And I've got elected to the city council every single time I've ran. And it's really cool that people look at me and say, I want this guy to be one of the 9 city councilors. And
especially when you're born and raised,
there's a pride aspect of it. And I always say one of the greatest accomplishments of my life is being elected. Yeah. Serving as council president, serving as acting mayor, serving as a city councilor. It's one of the greatest things anybody could ever bestow upon me. And it comes with great responsibility. Mm-hmm. But it is responsibility that I don't necessarily advocate for a machine or anything along those lines. I'm not in the deep waters with all of these big people. I don't care about any of that. Yeah. Like I'm just going to sit on my seat, and whatever's before me, I'm going to ask questions, and I'm going to be consistently consistent with holding people accountable. Yeah. And I take that to the business world, I take that to a professional world, and I take it to a personal world too.
I guess, and it's going to be like not a weird subject, but it is a subject to talk about the recent fire that happened in at Gabriel House. Obviously, it was a very tragic event in Fall River. A lot of people were doing a lot of finger pointing to the fire department, to the owner of the Gabriel House, to a bunch of people. I don't know if you can give your view on it, your point of view of your thoughts on it and everything like that. Me personally, I don't think that there's the whole fire department thing, like not having enough guys and everything like that, like not having efficient firehouses or anything like that. I think that's something that should definitely be looked at. So, not to get too political, but
Yeah, I appreciate that. I can tell you that it was a tragic event. Mm-hmm. It made national news for Fall River. It wasn't something that I wanted to watch CNN or Fox News and see Fall River having a fire, and CNN reporters out in front of the Kennedy Park in front of the Gabriel House. There was grandparents in there, grandfathers, mothers, fathers, grandfathers. It was just terrible. But it's a reality check on a number of different levels from a city's perspective, I think, right? Could they had more action? Sure. Could there have been more firefighters there? Yes. Could they have responded better? Probably. I wasn't there. I know the firefighters and the EMTs and the police officers and everybody was there, did everything they could within their means to try to help people, right? I saw videos of firefighters taking elderly people down ladders, right? They did everything that they could do. Could we have done more? Probably. Could any of situation that have happened like that, could have done more? Sure. What it did there, though, was it put the mayor, who is the executive of the city, with the fire department and saying we need to have more police firefighters in our firehouses. And if that means you need to bring in more overtime, great. And then the governor came down and threw money at the city and said we need more firefighters on, right? And so that staffed up the fire department a little bit more, right? And that's a department that, hell, I've advocated for years since I've been on the city council. Public safety is a fundamental pillar of a community. Education, a fundamental pillar of a community. Good roads, all that stuff is all part of a city. But as terrible as that was, lives have been lost. It allows the city of Fall River to recognize that our elderly population need to have the same safety and security as anybody else would. 100%. And if that means that, our building inspectors need to be a little bit more focused on looking at these buildings, making sure there's a way out, making sure there's a staircase, making sure that, heck, maybe we can't put air conditioners in windows, you need to do different types of HVAC. Maybe if that's the outcome, that's the outcome. I've never seen a final report. I've never got briefed as a city councilor on what could have been done differently or what code violations there were, if there were any in the place. So I can't really tell you what the outcome could have or should have been. I can just tell you that if I was mayor, I would have acted as swiftly as possible. I think the mayor did the best he could under the circumstances. The guy was out there at 7 o'clock the next morning. He was out there running around with people, and I ran against this guy, right? He was out there doing everything he could within his own power to fix the situation. He didn't start the fire. He didn't do anything crazy, but he tried to do what he could with the resources that he had and the knowledge that he had to address a tragic situation. I don't think anybody could have done it any better. Now, granted, you could have got a little tired and maybe said something to the press that you shouldn't have said, and I'm a principal, like, all right, that's fine. Like, he's not the best speaker in the world. Fine, right? But at the end of the day, the city did the best they could.
They did.
Now, did I find that the very next day that the fire department have to come out and start having press conferences with the... I didn't think that was the most opportune time to do that. But at the end of the day, they did what they did. They got more firefighters on apparatus, and they did what they could have done. And I've made that clear to a department that I've supported. And I said, I don't think the timing was all that right to do what you did, but they did it. They got what they needed. Now let's make sure the city remains safe.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Absolutely. Also, I didn't mean to go down a dark path.
You can go down any path. There's literally nothing. I have some other podcasts that I'm going on in the next couple of weeks, and it's just literally for me you can't ask me anything. I don't care. I'll tell you. If I don't want to answer it, that's none of your business. But you want to ask me, ask me. I don't really care.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of podcasts, you have your own podcast, right, in Cliffstown?
Well, I try. It's not a podcast. It's Sit Down in Cliffstown. What I tried to do, but it was really tough for me because I don't have the time to sit there and call local businesses and say, would you like to be showcased? I'm coming with my crew next Friday.
Yeah.
Right. But maybe going into next year, at the end of the year, I'll get that going. We've done a couple businesses.
Yep.
There are a few businesses that I want to continue. I might want to go highlight and show.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I'll
I saw the little snippets on your Instagram page.
Yeah.
I'm like, this could be something.
Yeah. Well, I
MTV,
can't wait for this
give 'em a
snippet
call.
to come out. I'm ready. When is this snippet going to come out here?
It comes out when we drop it.
All right. Make sure you tag me in it.
No, of course. We're gonna make sure we tag you, tag the Ponte group, the Keller Williams group. We're gonna tag everybody.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Almax.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna tag everybody. Speaking of Almax, so your dad is the owner of Almax? Or?
My dad runs Almax.
One now,
yeah,
but
I
you're
own
the
it.
owner.
Yeah.
So you're the owner of Almax. You're part ownership with the New York Bagel Company that's in Fall River. Yep. Do you own the Almac to go place? Or?
Almac On the Go was just changed to New York Bagel. We
Okay.
Bagel. Yep.
So See how much I fucking know. And then you just recently bought Rogers. Rogers School Island.
Yep.
That was a spot for me back in the day in high school.
How come you don't go there anymore?
I'm old and
Can't eat hot dogs when you're old? Great
cholesterol.
breakfast.
Cholesterol.
That's such bullshit.
No, it is bullshit. I do have to go back, but yeah. How did this all like kind of come together? Because this was pretty like relatively in the same like time frame, right? Where Almac.
No, they all came together at different times,
Oh, okay.
and it's a little luck being in the right place at the right time.
Because Almax was like closing down, and then
Yeah, and I went there on a Saturday when I saw the post on Forward Development News online. I went right down there, knocked on the door. I knew the lady who owned it. I want to buy this. I want my dad to run it. I want my dad to be successful at this. I bought it. I gave them money. I bought the business, and my dad has successfully taken an operation and made it a mega building.
kind of like
business.
you guys really brought it back to life because
Yeah, and it's all credit to my dad. Yeah, we don't do any advertising. Go there on a weekend. The place is packed with people all the
everybody
time.
knows Almac, so,
Right,
you know,
and it's a good quality food. I mean, there's going to be people who are going to complain, oh, the potatoes aren't cooked well enough. I didn't like the tater tots today. The eggs were too cold. I don't really know. Like, we're never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But it's a diner that has a really cool atmosphere to it. Somebody tells me all the time, you should really make Almax open late at night again. And I was like, yeah, all right, but do you want to be the one who makes pancakes at 3:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
You know, do you want to be the one who sits there with a police officer at $50 or $75 an hour to make sure there's no fights going on? Like, is it worth it? I don't know. But we've thought about doing some cool stuff like that. Maybe like around the holidays, like on New Year's Eve or on Christmas, something like that, where we'll open overnight and see what kind of crowd we get. That'd be cool. But I mean, I bought that right before COVID. New York Bagel came about a little over a year and a half ago. We took 2 stores, we made it 6. I got great partners and a great operator over there. And Rogers is, I own it with my same partner from New York Bagel, and it was a real estate buy first and a business second, and it's doing well, but it's new, and we'll continue to try to make it a little bit better.
Is that how you see these, or do you see it as like real estate first and then the businesses?
Well, the only real estate we own is the New York, the Rogers real estate. All the other sites we rent. That's a cash flow thing, right? We do pretty well in New York Bagel. From a return on investment perspective, it does well.
Because you got into all of these after being in real estate, though, right?
Yeah. Somebody recently said to me, like, "Wow, like, look at all the business here." And I said, "If it wasn't for real estate, I wouldn't have the money to go buy these, right? If I wasn't for selling real estate and making good investment decisions and doing things like that, I wouldn't have had the money to go buy it. I wouldn't have had the connections and the respect amongst people in the community to sell it to me and my partners so that we could be successful at it." Like, so all those things all happen.
Yeah. And so when you got into real estate, you bought your own home, and then did you get into like flipping at all, or like?
Yeah, I do some flips. I have some going up, 5 going on right now. So that's something that we do on a regular basis. And I bought my first house. I built my first house when I was 21. Wow. A raised ranch on Langley Street, and I sold it, and I bought a lot on Meridian, and I built a house there. So before I was 30, I built 2 houses.
Yeah.
Right? And that I lived in. And then I started flipping houses and buying investment property and doing all those cool things. And it was like, all right, now let's branch out and do business. I think buying multifamilies right now, or multi-units right now at $210,000 a unit is too high. It's not sustainable. I'm not the kind of person who's going to buy a 6-family to make $1,500 a month. Not interested. Not interested at all in the slightest right now. That's not any kind of return on your investment. There's no return on money invested in your capital. Not interested in doing that, right? That might be healthy for people who want to buy and hold and see what it looks like for the next 15 years. That's fine too, right? But from my standpoint, I've decided to buy businesses and make businesses more profitable than buy multi-units. So I don't have any multi-units now. I sold them all, but just keep buying businesses and making good investment decisions, and hopefully by the time I'm 60, I made a couple of good decisions along the way.
That's the big thing, right? When you're at the time where it's like you can like kind of retire, so to say. Where,
Me?
Yeah.
Right now?
No. Like when you turn like 65, like when I'm 65. If you choose to retire, because I feel like you're the type of guy that like, kind of like my dad, where it's like you can't really stop working. You know, you can be like 70 years old and you start working. My dad's very Portuguese, so he's like.
Yeah, I say to my buddy all the time, I was like, yeah, what am I gonna do when I'm 60? I don't know, maybe I'll just go like check on the bagel shops in the morning, come to the office and write some random checks to random people, and like I don't know what it's gonna look like, but like I'm so busy that I don't have any time. Like I'll go home and watch the Red Sox tonight, and I'll be like, oh, this is nice, and then I'll be on my emails and responding to emails and doing everything that I could do to keep business going, right? Because it's a lot on me. Like I got to show up every day and be the best version of me for a lot of people. Yep.
And I was going to say, how do you do that? Because you have this, you have all of these other companies that you're running. Obviously, you have good partners, but like, how does one person do it all?
Yeah.
Like, how do you do it?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Just going blind.
No, I don't even know. It's just like I deal with what I got to deal with, and I'm real lucky right now that I've got good people that run the day-to-day operations of those businesses. I've delegated them. I own them, yeah. Am I a partner in them? Yes. But, you know, like I tell Kyle, who's my partner in New York Bagel, like, don't call me if the baker calls out, bro, because I don't know how to bake. I don't know how to – I'm not going to make bagels and put them in a thing and put them in a proofer and take them out and put them out. It's just we'll have to close the place down for the day if the baker calls out, right? Which we haven't done because Kyle and his wife are terrific. But, like, we set that expectation in the beginning. Like, I brought the deal. They're very successful at it. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have 6 stores today, right? And we want to have 15. We want to compete with Dunkin'. We want to be able to drive by a Dunkin' across the street from a New York Bagel one day and be like, wow, look at that, right? I'm a big buff on that TV show, The Food That Built America. It's a documentary on the History Channel. It's like, it's so cool to see what Starbucks did and what Dunkin' Donuts did and seeing like, wow, that's kind of like us today. And I hope that we could, whether we get bought out down the road or if we end up just making a big brand for ourselves, for our kids or future generations.
Are you hoping that like New York Bagel Company can be like the next? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we would love nothing more than to be able to scale at a very high level.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like just think in a year we made 2 6. Okay, we got 6 stores. We got one in Acushnet. We got 2 in Fall River. We got one in Stoughton. We got one in Taunton. What the heck's the other one? In Dartmouth. So we've got 6 stores, right? And it does great. I mean, I would never thought like bagels, like all these people want bagels as lines wrapped around our buildings all day for bagels.
Right.
I was like
and coffee. You gotta remember the
coffee and like breakfast sandwiches and lunch. But like I never woke up one morning and be like, I'm gonna go eat some bagels. You know? I'm like, what do you mean you're gonna have a bagel? Yeah, I'm gonna have an Asiago with egg and cream cheese. I'm like,
is that your go-to?
Well, I was doing the Asiagos, and I don't eat bagels a lot because I got to stay svelte. You know? But I've been doing onion bagels with, you don't like onion bagels? No, you don't know what you're missing. Onion bagels, some garlic and herb cream cheese on there, and an egg. You got your protein, you got your carbs, and you got yourself a nice little hearty breakfast right there.
I like the I like blueberry bagels. I fuck with blueberry bagels.
Yeah, but you
this man's judging me off of bagels right now.
Like that's so boring.
Well,
how about you get like a cinnamon toast crunch one or a cinnamon one?
I like
get
cinnamon
the sugar in it. I haven't even had one, but I will try one of these days.
I'll have to do it in Cliffstown. Me and Cliff just go to New York Bagel and just cinnamon toast crunch.
You should do your next podcast at New York Bagel.
Hey,
whoever you want it to be.
Why not?
Yeah.
Next podcast with you though. You
want to have me back again?
Oh, why not?
Part 2.
Why?
Why?
I'm not that fun.
Cliff,
trust me.
Cliff, trust me when I say this. I was so eager. I was at work today. I'm like, oh man, I have a podcast with Cliff Ponte today. I'm like, I kept on saying, I'm like, I have a podcast with Cliff. I have a podcast with Cliff Ponte. Are you kidding me?
Really not that important. Trust me.
No, Cliff. You know what? I don't know if I can say this, but I voted for you every single time.
You gonna vote for me again?
Oh, of course.
Oh, all right, cool.
I've always voted for you ever since the time I could vote.
Thanks.
I'm like, dude, Cliff Ponte. I've seen this guy. Like, I've seen his his banners, and I've seen stuff on TV. I'm like, yeah, this guy really, And I actually did some research though. Yeah. Unlike some people that just I'll just pick the top guy that's on the list.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh shit, the light's starting to go. All right, we'll do. We always do something on our show. We do have 10 lightning round questions, 10 absolute random questions.
Okay.
I'm just gonna chat GPT it real quick, but before I get into that, I just want to say thank you for coming on.
Happy
Thanks for letting us like use your office space. Obviously,
Of
this is
course.
a great office. I love it. I think I might come back here when I
Whenever you
buy
want,
my,
yeah.
when I buy my first house.
Great. I got a lot of great agents for you.
Yeah, I know you do. I've saw some of them. Some of them were like
They're
really
the best
friendly.
in the business.
Really friendly.
The greatest people you'll ever meet. All of them. They're wonderful.
I believe it.
Great.
I believe it. Alex, do you have anything else while I try to get these fucking questions?
Just happy to be here, honestly, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's do it again. And want to take the show on the road.
Can we do it with Patty Quinn next time? I think that
Wow, Patty,
gotta do it with
that
Patty
would
Quinn.
be awesome. But I got to go to his office.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, his office.
Have you
is
been there, right?
No, never been. He never invites me. He just comes in, collects my checks, and leaves.
What a guy.
Oh man, straight business. Oh man, no, his office is really nice. Has bean bags and all that.
Yeah. Well, you set it up. I'll be there.
Let's do it.
Patty. All right.
We'll clip it and send it to him.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, actually, I have one question before we get into this. Where do you see forever heading? I don't know. It's kind of hard to judge,
No,
but
I don't think it is at all. I think
like the next 5, maybe 10 years. Like,
we're going to have a waterfront that is going to be developed, and it's going to be an economic engine for a city that is close to Providence, Newport, Boston, in the islands, Portsmouth, Newport. I mean, it's of the greatest up and coming cities in the state of Massachusetts. I would put it up against any of them. New Bedford has us beat with their downtown and some of their other things right now. But I honestly believe if you go down to our waterfront, right outside of Almax, and you look straight through, you look in both directions, you are going to see an absolutely magnificent possible development with restaurants and small boutiques and hotels and market rate housing and affordable housing and an obvious opportunity for economic growth that will make this city bigger and better than it ever has been. And it might take a decade for us to see the fruits of our labor there, but I honestly think it's one of the better, more up and coming cities I sell real estate in all cities and towns in the state, everywhere. I can't find another one that is this up and coming. And I mean that. And I'm the kind of person who's cynical and critical sometimes of things that I don't like. But tell me another city that's going to have acres of land that is not developed yet, that's going to be developed for boutique shops and small businesses and restaurants and right on the water. And you let me know where I got to go to find that.
Yeah.
And that's something that's up and coming. And 10 years from now, hopefully people can look back at this podcast and say, he was right.
They better
And
be.
I hope to be able to get a New York bagel down there.
Yeah.
And he's bigger than Dunkin' Donuts.
And bigger than Dunkin'.
I hope so.
That's going to be maybe even partner with Dunkin'. Who knows? We'll see.
Hey, we'll see.
All right, 10 questions. Here we go. Patriots or Red Sox?
Red Sox.
All right. Best pizza spot in Fall River?
Atlas Pizza.
Everybody says that. Everybody that I've talked to has said that.
I think I might get that tonight. I'm starving.
I think I might get some.
Yeah.
I haven't had that in a while. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, I wake up early, and if I have to pick, night owl.
Night owl.
Yeah.
When's the latest you kind of
I go to bed every
Midnight?
night. Yeah, about 11, 10, 11. But I'll be working till 9:30.
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
All right. Would you rather text or would you rather make a phone call?
Text.
Okay.
Too busy.
Your favorite Portuguese dish? Or favorite dish, I should say.
Oh, I mean, I think steak.
Steak.
Like Portuguese steak. You can't beat that with, I try to do without the rice or the French fries, maybe double veggies, but steak.
Yeah. All right.
Got the egg, the pepper on top.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
The garlic. Oh, man. One word your friends would use to describe you.
Loyal.
Loyal. I like that one. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Superpower?
Superpower.
I don't know if this is considered a correct answer, but I don't like to wait. I'm very impatient.
So
I don't want to have to wait until tomorrow for tomorrow to come if I'm looking forward to it. Kind of like how you can looking forward to hanging out with me. Just kidding. I don't know. Like if I had a superpower, I'd rather close my eyes and be in Florida than have to take a flight down there. If I wanted to go to Chicago, I'm there. I don't know. Does that answer your question?
I think it does. I don't know what kind of superpower that would be, though.
It's like time travel, space, time condensing.
Quantum physics.
Yeah, just get into a little thing and it busts you right out, right in the air, and you're already out there.
Let's see. What's more stressful, City Hall or the closing table?
The closing table.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest investment decision people are going to make in their life, buying a house.
True.
I mean, politics, people want to be keyboard warriors. They don't bother me. They don't scare me. I don't really care about that, you know. Helping people in politics, great. But generally speaking, having people make the biggest decision of their life, taking $40,000 out of their life savings to put as a down payment on a house, that's your responsibility. That's 10 times more stressful than anything else.
100%. Your dream vacation spot.
I would love to go to Portugal. It's kind of up there. I've never been.
Azores or
the mainland? Either or.
Go to the Azores.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that. I would love to. I don't want to say it's like a dream, but it is somewhere I'd love to go because it's a quick 4-hour flight. I hear the food is phenomenal. Is it
4 hours?
4
I
5 hours?
wish.
How long is it?
It's like 6, 7 to get
All
to
right,
the
that's
island?
all right. 5, 6 hours, whatever. But like, I want to go to Portugal. I want to see the history. I want to enjoy the food. I want to enjoy the weather. Separate and apart from that, that's more of like, let's go travel and see stuff. I'd love to be on a with my laptop and Wi-Fi, of course. I would love to be in a place where I'm on like the water in one of those like villas with air conditioning, of course, and just be on a beautiful beach and enjoy, and people like, you know, just get taken care of for 5 to 7 days. Like that would be really awesome, just to kind of decompress. So I guess between the two, like Bali, something like that, you know, that would be cool.
Bali. Never even thought about that.
Bora Bora, actually.
A little Bora Bora, yeah.
Turks and Caicos?
Turks and Caicos sounds good too.
All right, and last one. If you could have dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
One?
I guess, yeah. I mean, how many people do you want? Table. All right, table for 3, I guess.
Fine. Jim Carrey,
Ooh,
Alex Cora, who's the manager of the Red Sox.
that's a good one. People have said that you kind of look like
Alex Cora? Yeah.
The white version, though.
All right. Ship this up to him. I'd love for him to. I was actually at I was in Houston watching the Red Sox play the Astros, and I stood at the Four Seasons, and that's where the Red Sox stood when I was down there.
Yeah.
And I was coming downstairs working on my laptop, and I'm seeing all the players and the coaches, and the dude was like literally right where you are. And like he was getting a coffee, and I'm on my laptop. I'm like, "Ooh," right? Like I want to say hi to him, but like he's a celebrity. He doesn't want to talk to me. Like I'm a loser, right? Like he's like, oh, yeah, another fangirl here. Right? Oh, hi. You know. But yeah, that would be my table for 3, I guess. It's me, Jim Carrey, Alex Cora. That'd be pretty cool.
Jim Carrey's a good one.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah. He was like, I love watching all his videos,
Like the old
movies,
old
like
videos.
Ace Ventura, Liar, and like. You know, everybody's like, you never watch movies, because I'd watch the same Jim Carrey movies over and over again.
No hate on that, though.
Yeah.
He makes bangers. I would have Adam Sandler for dinner, 100%.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler and like maybe David Goggins.
Really?
Yeah. Two of the most randomest people, by the way.
I'd probably put like Robert Kraft in there too, like
Yeah,
just like one
that's
of
a
those like
smart one.
you know, one of those really successful. You own the Patriots, or John Harry owns the Red Sox, or
Yep.
something like that. Like that would be really cool.
That'd be a
Because you can like tell me what it's like. How do I be you?
Yeah.
Can you hire me to run the Red Sox? Like, I will do that for you. If
Is
you
that the dream? Do you want to get it? Would you like to be into sports? Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to. I mean, dream, like
buying Fenway.
no, being
That'd
like,
be the dream.
like, what would ever get me out of doing this?
Yeah.
I would probably say like if John Henry called me up, the owner of the Red Sox,
Yeah.
and say, I want you to be the president of the Boston Red Sox, I wouldn't even take a pen. I would say, here you go. I'm out of here.
Good luck to the next guy.
Good luck. No, really. Like, I don't know if I could really do that. I'd see if I could do both. Like, can I still be the real estate broker and run the Red Sox? I mean, I'm sure I could.
Right.
I've done multiple things before, but no, like, I don't know. That will never happen. But like,
You never know.
It
no,
might. It might.
no, let's see how
We're
popular
gonna send this. We're gonna
We're
send this clip.
manifesting it, Cliff.
Yeah.
Let's
We gotta
see how
manifest it.
popular this podcast is. But I've had enough gall to send an email to the president of the Red Sox, Sam Kennedy, when I'm upset about something. Like, I'm mad that the Red Sox didn't. Like, you want me to.
Like, were you mad with like the whole Mookie Betts trade?
Nah,
and,
I
like,
wasn't smart enough then to send him an email, but I figured out his email,
Yeah.
and he responds to me now.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, oh, what a nice guy. He says, I had a career in radio, and I wanted to be like the public address announcer for the Red Sox.
Oh yeah.
Like, I wanted to say batting first for the Red Sox. Like, I got, the
You got
radio
that
in me.
voice?
I think I do. A good voice, I think. And so I wanted to do that, but for some reason, he never returned my call. So
It's okay.
Guess
You know
my
what?
voice isn't
he'll
good
know.
enough.
He'll know.
and we'll find
What's
out.
your next venture?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it might be.
Maybe.
Cliff, we want to thank you for being on.
Of course.
Any last minute final thoughts you want to add?
Plugs, anything? you wanna
Any
throw out?
plugs? You know,
No.
go to Almax.
We've already done enough plugs, and I just hope that to be on with you again, and hopefully still talking about your success, not just me.
Yep.
I wish you guys a lot of luck. I think you guys are out there trying to make a brand for yourself and surround interview like-minded people who are out there trying to grind, and none of that stuff is easy to do, right? Being an entrepreneur might look easy, but none of it is easy. There's no race to the finish line that's going to get you there faster if you try to cut corners or do anything like that. So, I just urge you and the people who are entrepreneurs out there to buckle up, work hard, keep your head down, improvise and adapt and work towards what you want to do the right way. Even if it takes you a little longer to get there, don't take any shortcuts and go out there and give your life the best you could. Try to make the people that are in your life, like your mom or your significant other or your grandparents or the people you're close to you, proud. And if you can do that and wake up every morning with that in the back of your mind, and you'll be very successful no matter what you do.
It's awesome. Thank you so much, Cliff.
You're welcome.
Man, you are the man. You got my vote in this September. You got my vote. You got
Appreciate
my vote.
that.
Is it this year, right? No, next
November, yeah.
November. All right, don't worry. You have my vote.
All right. I'm going to look and see if you voted. Too.
Yeah. I'm Tiago. This has been Alex. That's been Cliff Ponte. Guys, we'll see you next time.